It's indeed a great pleasure to welcome you all to UCLA on behalf of the associated students. I'd like to address myself briefly, if possible, this evening to some of the criteria that you might want to use in deciding what things you're going to choose to do at UCLA. Now, some of you have probably already had some very exciting and amazing educational experiences. That's why you're here, and you're looking for more. And I would suggest to you that this is an education, that amalgamating facts and theories are really only the process that you use to seek these kinds of educational experiences. It's sort of, to me, like collecting pieces in a puzzle. And at some time or other, you're going to be examining various pieces, and you'll find that they fit together and they form part of a picture. And to me, this is an educational experience. After examining the work that you've done in a class, the experiences that you've had in an activity, you find somehow a mixture. You find somehow a brilliant insight into something that you never thought of before. This, to me, is an educational experience. But of course, in order to get a fuller picture, in order to get a fuller measure of your life at a university, you're going to have to examine more and more pictures, more and more parts of a puzzle, an totality of a picture. And what does this analogy have to do with student government, with the associated students of UCLA? Well, I would suggest that, of course, student government is a unique piece of this picture puzzle, a piece to be examined and to be included in your life picture. Well, many of you will already feel that you know what this picture, this little piece of a picture will be like. It's a student government mainly concerned with the social activities. But there are some very good reasons why social activities and other projects such as Homecoming, Monte Carlo Night, Mardi Gras, Spring Sing can have a very important function in your college experience. But before I talk a little bit about why that might be, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about some of the other exciting pieces of life that can be found in student government. Now, there's a whole range of programs and activities and projects which benefit other people. And I know most all of you have experienced the delight of helping others. Now, what are some of these programs and projects? Well, first of all, they're in the realm of community service. There are recreational projects, tutorial projects, physical work projects. All of these are sponsored by ASUCLA. These types of programs affect a range of people from grammar school children all the way up to adults, from migrant laborers to citizens of foreign countries and American Indians. Some of these projects are in the realm of student welfare, and I would hope that some of you would be interested in helping to continue the student discount program at UCLA, whereby you and I achieve material benefits from the merchants in the surrounding area. Some of these are in the realm of educational affairs. Now, all of you will be affected by the quarter system changeover, which will go into effect this next year, the next fall. Some of you will want to investigate this transition. You'll want to see what new academic policies are arising from it. You will want to criticize it. You will want to question it. You will want to take part in its transition. You may want to join in the formulation of faculty and course evaluations. And the philosophical discussions behind developing such procedures will shed much light on your purpose here at the university and on the education that you're going to be receiving. Now, what about the campus events that I mentioned to you just previously? What reasons might there be for you to attend them, plan them, and administer them? First of all, each and every one of them has a purpose. Some are to raise money for worthwhile projects such as UniCamp. Some are to raise money for scholarships. Others are merely to expose you to the outstanding talents of our time in entertainment and in the arts. Also, participation in events like these means working with people. And of course, the great opportunity for striking up the kinds of friendships that you expect to find at a university. And still more, there is a satisfaction as an individual and the esprit de corps that's found as a group in doing a job that is well done. Now, I hope this brief outline of the possibilities and a range of activities that you can involve yourself in without being specific would make you have this question come to mind. Well, how do I go about participating? Where do I go? What do I do? This will be answered in part the rest of this evening and on Friday at the Student Government Seminar. Some of you will want to provide yourself with the means of continuing an association with each other. And I'd like to present a challenge to you. As you've read in the Uni Prep issue, and as you will find this year, there are no longer class governments at UCLA. You are, of course, considered freshmen because you're entering students, but there is no longer a freshman class. Many of you would like to find some way of continuing the associations that you have found here at Uni Prep. You may have read about the pilot projects, or some of you are going to be asked to continue in somewhat of a structured form. But the challenge that I present to you, and I would like for you to carry forward if you could, is to group yourselves together now. Friends that you're meeting here, you can get together and form any kind of an organization you would like, to involve yourself as a group, to build a homecoming float, to enter Spring Sing, to have a booth in Mardi Gras, or whatever. How to go about doing something like this will also be a part of the Student Government Seminar, which will be discussed on Friday. Again, let me stress to you that you are here for an educational experience. And please allow me to suggest that the full participation in campus activity will be a unique element in the picture of your student life. Thank you very much. And I take a great deal of pleasure now in introducing to you my Vice President, Ms. Margie Blatt, who will have some more appropriate words for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Jim suggested that I direct my remarks tonight to the women, but I know you all know what you're here for. So I thought I'd just say what I really wanted to say and direct my remarks to all of you. First of all, I'd like to add my word of welcome to you all tonight, because in my opinion, Uni Prep is probably the greatest orientation anyone could have to UCLA. Aside from giving you a few days of fun, it enables you to learn just a little bit about almost every phase of campus life we have here. Within the last few days, the thought has occurred to me that it was only 3 years ago tonight that I was a member of your same group. Naturally, my first reaction was, am I that old already? But in any case, these 3 years, whether it's myself or anyone else, really don't make that much of a difference in one particular respect. Because the truth of the matter is that regardless of how confident or polished we appear to you tonight, and I don't know how confident or polished we appear, regardless of this, the truth is that deep down we all have the same fears and problems that you feel you're going to meet. As we look at you tonight, I don't think there's one of us who wouldn't, at least for a little while, like to change places with you. Because for the next 4 years, you will be leading an exhilarating, if not somewhat sheltered life. Most of us soon will be thrown out onto Wilshire Boulevard with the reality facing us. That now we have to earn a living. And although this is exciting to us, I really believe that would be a little less than honest if we didn't admit that just a little bit maybe we were a little scared. So you see, really it's a matter of timing and viewpoint. What now seems strange and mysterious soon will be acceptable and familiar to you. Tonight you're going to be learning about all the activities that UCLA has to offer. The single most important thing that I can tell you is to absorb these opportunities. Make the most of each one as it presents itself to you. Participate in them. Absorb your class lectures. Attend the concerts and the weekly speakers programs here. Work for homecoming or Mardi Gras and participate in Tutorial Project or Project Amigos. These are all things you're going to be hearing about tonight. But in any case, have as many different experiences here that you possibly can while you're here, because in this way, you will be getting the very most out of your college life. Your 4 years here are going to pass by so quickly, but whatever you do, don't let them pass you by. Now you are a member of one of the greatest universities in the United States. Remember that you are here of your own free will and choice. Don't disparage the university, because in doing so, you're only belittling yourself. As you grow and contribute to the university, so will the university prosper and give back to you much more than you ever could present to it. The most important thing is to grow, both intellectually and socially. And UCLA, perhaps more than any other place, offers you this opportunity. So grab it and be glad that you're here, because we are very glad to have you a part of us. Thank you.
Tonight, our show's stars are students. The show was written, directed, and produced by students, too. And our MC for the evening is a graduate student here at UCLA. The only way I can really introduce him is with this old Chinese legend. It states, when a baby is born, If the godfather kisses the baby on the forehead, it will become a great thinker. If the godfather kisses the baby on the lips, it will become a great orator. And if the godfather kisses it on the hands, it will become a great painter. Now, I don't want to say where Mike Gold was kissed, but you'll notice he kind of walks a little funny. Here he is, UCLA's answer to the ugly American, Mike Gold.
Thank you, Skitch. After the show during the intermission, first of all, I want to say I'm really thrilled to be here. At intermission, the band is going to join hands in a circle and show you what a dope ring looks like. That'll take place at a... That sound was them heating up the heroin and the opium. Thank you. Well, you've heard the introductory speeches, and I've kind of taken it upon myself to tell you the truth about UCLA. I understand most of you have been at the dorm and had the pleasure of having dinner there. You should only try to go into the kitchen just once. The rats eat blindfolded. The flies dive into the soup to commit hara-kiri. I lived at the dorm when I was first here in my freshman year. And that year, the Australian Aborigines came over and dipped their darts in the food. One of the great institutions here at UCLA, which I know you have been exposed to, is the college catalog. On the first page of the college catalog is a bird's eye view of the school. This is very helpful in case you own a plane and fly to school. Thank you for the clap. You're young, but you're hip. The second page has a section entitled, Where to Find It. Unfortunately, it doesn't say. It then says, the student must register before he may enroll for his classes. Have you registered yet? Oh. I stood in a line for 4 hours the first time I registered, and I finally got to the head of the line, and I said, how do you do? My name is Gold, G-O-L-D. And the woman said, I'm sorry, this line only goes up to G-N. How many names start ganung, ganung, ganung? I was in one line for so long, I ended up with 50,000 units of penicillin. One of the most interesting things here at UCLA that some of you might have experienced is the medical examination. It takes place in the medical center. It's performed by fully qualified 19-year-old doctors. I don't know what the girls go through. I understand they run around in nightgowns and such like that. But the boys go through something. Well, girls, believe me, going to UCLA is not as easy as going to Vietnam. You may find that you will step into a little room. This is what happens to the boys. This is your first step through the medical lines. And you'll go into a room that has nothing in it with the exception of a table, hooks around the room, and one sign that reads, "Take off your clothes and hold your valuables in your hand." Most incoming freshmen hold their wallets. They will find that that's the best part. Then the gentlemen are forced to walk around naked for 4 hours with their shoes on. You never feel quite as naked as when you can relate to shoes. And you go through various stations. The eye and the ear and the nose and the posture, and a bunch of men walk around while you're standing in a line going, One of the things that happened to me, quite unfortunately, and I hope it doesn't happen to you, is when you go through these lines, you think you're healthy. But all of a sudden, a nurse, now this happened to me when I just had my x-ray finished. They ask you to stand up, and look at the picture, and she gets out of the room and she's got big gloves and all that. And I walked away, and I hear, that was a doctor. And won't you come here slowly? You better sit down. Ladies and gentlemen, it took the entire medical staff, well, they sat down. They sat me down. The entire medical staff came out. And one doctor stepped forward and he said, "Your x-ray showed an obstruction between the right and left lobes of your lungs." Took them 4 hours to find out they had x-rayed my mezuzah. A mezuzah is a... The one good thing, though, there's this one guy. We're all adults. They check everything, right? One doctor comes in, it's the kidneys. "Do you have trouble holding your urine?" I said, "Yes, it runs through my fingers. What do you want from me?" Settle down, don't touch. Now, I'll tell you, there is one good thing about the medical lines when you're standing naked for 4 hours. Nobody pushes. Then a man comes along and says, the catalog, the student must have certain required courses to go along with his major. I'm an English major. My required course by the state was plumbing. They had a course offered here a few years ago called hygiene or public health. Always met right before lunch. And they showed you those movies. Ugh. The catalog described the course as clean mind, clean body, take your pick. The text for the course was the human body, its care, cure, and prevention. One of the courses, and this may happen to some of you, physical education, I understand, is not required anymore. But for some majors, you have to take extra courses, and may I recommend some of the summer courses, or that you think are summer courses, such as swimming. People come out to California and they think, oh, I'll take swimming. Swimming meets at 8 o'clock in the morning. The ice is on the pool. Looks like chlorine on the rocks, right? And girls, I'm going to sell out on the guys for a minute. Every guy, and maybe the girls have too, has a deep fear that he's the worst guy in a physical education class. And the first day he's always looking for someone who's worse than him. Always happens. I walked into the swimming class and there was a guy there named Horwitz, and he was green and emaciated looking, you know. And he got in the pool and you couldn't see him. Scared the hell out of the coach. Anyway, so I felt kind of good. But you see, Horwitz had a mental problem. He thought he was a drain. This is a very serious thing. Because Horwitz would swim out, you see, to the center of the pool, cross his arms Indian style, his legs Indian style, float to the bottom of the pool and go. And he had algae on his teeth, and it was disgusting to look at, you know. So I decided possibly to get him away from being a drain, you know, turn to women or something. So I brought him into the student union. Here, thank you. I brought him into the student union. And I introduced him to a girl I know, a girl named Carol. I said, Carol, this is Horwitz. Horwitz, this is Carol. Ladies and gentlemen, it took us 2 hours to pull her head out of his mouth. Aside from classes, many of the things not mentioned to you, which I think will take up a great much of your time. I'm a graduate student. In English, will be the process of fraternities and sororities, dating girls and boys therein. Quite sophisticated. Now, many freshman students or new students are always interested because people have a tendency to clump together. Look at you. Over on Sorority Row, there are certain sororities which people believe the girls are not particularly attractive. They're ugly, is what I'm trying to say. Now, unknowingly, you can just go up to one of these sororities and ask for a date. But I can give you a clue. If you ring the doorbell and it goes oink, stay away. Now, the girls don't have that same fortunate pre-warning, because no matter what bell they ring on Fraternity Row, it'll go horny. Now, at the... A gay snake. Now, the first girl I dated happened to live in a sorority, which is kind of a nouveau riche kibbutz, and I went in there. And when you go into these sororities, this is great, the girl always greets you at the top of the stairs, and she comes down. It's not a date unless she walks down the stairs. This was a one-story house. They built the stairway so she could walk down. Now, she's a sorority girl, right? Doesn't matter. It happens in every home around here anyway. She gets to the car. She's gone out. She looks sexy as can be, right? She's had her hair done, her nails done. She's bought new underclothes, a new dress. She's had her chin lifted, her nose done. She looks beautiful, right? She gets in the car, and what's the first thing she says? Let me drive! I want to drive! Let me drive! I don't want any girl driving my car. I got a brand new car, a 1918 Chrysler with shift on the ceiling. I don't want anybody driving it. She gets in the car, right? I figure later I'm going to neck. So I let her drive. She sits down. She goes, use the clutch. Shut up, that's for beginners. She puts it in second. Third. Then she's out of the driveway, all right? One of the most dangerous things on the road today, ladies and gentlemen, are the police officers of America. And second most dangerous, you will find, and sometimes helpful, I must admit, but I won't admit it now, are the campus police. Now, The campus police are a little bit sneaky this year. They're painting their police cars a new color, ambush. You drive down the street and a tree comes up and gives you a ticket. During the riot we had here this summer, the police and the city was fearful the riot would spread here. And so the campus police, in true tradition, did what they ought to have done. They went out and got paint and wrote "Soul Brother" all over their cars. I'll leave, thank you. You go at UCLA your opening week to what UCLA calls the welcoming stag dance. And there's always a bunch of girls, right? And they're sitting along the wall and they're going, dum 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 dum, oh somebody ask me or I'll die. I'll just die. There's always a bunch of guys standing in a circle talking, right girls? I'm going to tell you what they say. You see that? Don't look. You see that girl over there? Now, the college student of today is different than the college student of yesterday. Yesterday, the days of speakeasies, sex, vice, corruption. Today, we call these places fraternities. Now, no. The typical college student asking the typical college girl, I'm over here, thank you, to dance at one of these stag dances. Goes like something like this. Hey, baby, do you want to dance with me, huh? I don't dance with a child. Baby, if I knew you were in that condition, I wouldn't have asked you. Oh, I got to do one more thing before we go on. I'm a ham. Some of you people from out of town have missed, or will not, you probably have missed before, but you won't miss in the future, Channel 9 movie theater. You'll go home from a hard day here at the factory, and you'll want to settle down and watch television. You'll turn on Channel 9, and the past week they've had Horror Week. Frankenstein, the son of Frankenstein, the mother-in-law of Frankenstein. They've had the whole family of Frankenstein on. And I'd like to bring you a modern Frankenstein called Finkelstein, master of Fairfax Boulevard. And as the scene opens, same scene everywhere, right? We take you to Bel Air, huh? And the experiment chamber, and a huge tower, and the scientist is at work. I have created a man! That's what you think. Get him ready. I'm not going to use it. Well, that's showbiz. Ladies and gentlemen, this part of our show is dedicated to that segment of UCLA that has nothing to do with studying, obviously. At this time, I would like to lead you into the mysterious land of diversions from study that is open to you as both students and leaders of our great university, the world of student activities. After my opening remarks, some of you must be wondering if the student body does anything that's for the betterment of the community. So I'd like to give you some insight as to what is done with the money that the student body raises through its various activities and what some of those activities are. University Camp, commonly called UniCamp, is an organization for underprivileged kids that is entirely supported, maintained, and run by the students and sponsored by the University Religious Conference. This is how a great portion of our money is used, and I think you would like to know exactly what UniCamp is. So, let's watch. I told you not to let the chancellor write the sketches, didn't I? Oh. Felt like I was going through a purge. The next major activity is the blood drive. I'm as interested as you are. Each year, the students set aside a week in which they drive their blood to the Red Cross. Well, this year's student chairman is a foreign exchange student from Europe and was active with the Red Cross in his country. So let's bring out, with a nice round of applause, the student chairman of both the American and European Red Cross blood drive.
Good evening. I am Count Dracula.
Yeah, I'm Mike Gold. You can call me Mike.
I am Dracula. You may call me Drac.
I'd like to call you Drek. Okay, go ahead.
This year, we are going to give a monetary prize to the winning groups in the blood drive.
You're going to give a monetary prize, Count? What kind of monetary prize?
German money. 2 marks on the neck.
Do we have to go on with this? Okay. Well, I'll be there to give my blood.
Well, what type of blood do you have?
Type D.
I'm sorry. You're not my type, man. You know, Mike, there are 2 types of blood.
You're a communist! There are only 2 types of blood, you say, Count? Only 2 types of blood?
Yes.
What are the 2 types of blood, Count?
1, 2.
Excuse me. What are the 2 types of blood, Count?
Sweet and sour.
Sweet and sour.
Yeah. Well, let's everybody join me in in giving a pint of blood. Say, Mike, do you see that beautiful girl sitting over there?
Yes? That girl, well, why do you bring her up?
Because I would like to drink her!
I'm glad he was up here because it's so rare that we get to see a positive reason for birth control. I would like to, more goodies coming. I'm scared to read these things anymore. Stay with me, dear. Perhaps I'll try a different approach. Put you in a good mood. Perhaps the biggest event of the year is Mardi Gras. This year, the 33rd annual fundraising carnival will be held on the New Spalding Field on the 22nd and 23rd of April. Mardi Gras is a 2-day carnival featuring rides, games, and such prize-winning booths as the 2-time sweepstakes winner, the House of Horrors. In the past, Mardi... Oh, come on! Oh. In the past, Mardi Gras has featured such entertainers as Joni Summers, Shelley Mann, Jerry Lewis, Jane Mansfield, Soupy Sales, Bernie Schwartz. For the show, people. This year's Mardi Gras promises to be bigger and better than ever. So let's take a look at the wonderful world of of Mardi Gras. What's the closing date on registration at Berkeley? Last year I had the honor of emceeing the semifinals for Spring Sing. And one of the judges was Kelly James, the director of the UCLA band. He's been drinking again, hasn't he? One of the real, I wrote this, and I don't have to read it. One of the pleasures I had in emceeing a show was meeting such a fine guy as Kelly James, the director of the band. And all kidding aside, I've been joking around. He really is a great guy. So here he is, a good teacher, a good band leader, and a nice guy to work with, Mr. Kelly James and the UCLA band. Yeah! Mr. Kelly James and the UCLA Band. Dankeschön. School spirit is very necessary at UCLA. And UCLA being the large university that it is, the job of handling school spirit is enormous. Each year, the student body elects a head yell leader. So here he is, UCLA's Mr. School Spirit and head yell leader for the coming year, Mr. Terry Stewart, ladies and gentlemen.
Can you hear me now? Well, this is my debut, and I'm rather nervous. And I thought maybe you could make me feel a little more at home, and you could welcome me. Now, my nickname is Hunch, and so on the count of 3, if you could all give me a great big hunch, I'd feel much more at home up here. So on 3, please. I really need this. 1, 2, 3. Hunch! Next week, I'll tell you what that means. Now, before we really show how much spirit that we're going to have in this freshman class, I think we should be a little serious for a second. Did everybody bring their book with them? You may not believe this, but I think there were a few points that we left out this afternoon. If I had been a friend of this man for 17 years, this is who it's to, and he wrote a book like this to me, we wouldn't be friends anymore. Now, Mr. Gold talked about fraternities and sororities, and I'd like to relate an incident that I recently heard about fraternities. These two burglars were talking, and they were talking shop, as burglars are often prone to do. And the first one said to the second one, he said, "Where have you been working lately?" And I said, "Oh, I've been up at UCLA. I've been working in the fraternity houses." And the first one looked at him and kind of raised his eyebrows, and he said, "Did you lose anything?" Now that's my assistants, whom you'll meet very shortly. They're probably the most spirited and energetic group of assistants that any head yell leader's ever had, and I really mean that. They've given me a lot of assistance and moral support, and I'm sure you're going to really be glad to meet them. One more little announcement. I know that a lot of you guys are wondering about the dance tomorrow night. Well, the university and the people that plan Uni Prep are rather worried about the dance. They feel that having so many people, so many young freshmen who are away from home, perhaps for the first time, probably for the first time, might be rather nervous, and this social contact, pardon me, this close social contact might upset a few of the people the first time they have this great social, well, I was going to say intercourse, but Well, to avoid any embarrassing situations, the university has made allowances. And I don't really know how to tell you guys this, but, well, after the barbecue tonight, I was walking by the kitchens up at Reber, and they were preparing tomorrow night's dinner already. And I don't know how to tell you this, really, but I heard one of the cooks say to the other cook, "Please pass the salt, Peter." Sorry. Now, my main function out here is to instill spirit. Now, we look to the freshman class because you're young and enthusiastic for a lot of spirit. Now, you start off with a tremendous number of advantages. You're the first group to ever see the season in the Memorial Activities Center, a basketball season. We have a brand new football coach and the most spirited football team that I have ever seen on this campus, and we have been noted for our spirited teams in the past. Now, we have a rally on September the 7th, October the 7th, pardon me, which is 2 days before our first home game. This is our annual large rally to kick off the football season. There'll be a dance and everything in W1. Please plan on attending. The team wants and needs your support this year because I think they can go a lot further than the Los Angeles Times does. Now, without any further ado, I'd like to introduce my assistants, the most energetic group of assistants that any Yell leader has ever had this year. Here they are. On my extreme left, your right, we have Spencer Covert, formerly a band member. Still a band member, sorry. John Lucan, Steve Hertzberg, Phil Rubin, and Jack Fraley. Now we're going to attempt to teach you one yell. I've just been asked to announce that the Yell leaders stood outside and watched you people file in, and there'll be a booth set up in the student activity fair during intermission for a sign up for a Yell Leaders Little Sisters. And please feel free to sign up. We're going to teach you a yell that's perhaps the most famous UCLA yell. It's the 8 clap, and it's rather simple, but the timing is important. So U C L A UCLA fight, fight, fight. They are a little tired this evening, but they really are energetic. Now we'll go through it once with the timing just perfect, so we hope you can get an idea. Everybody ready? U C L A UCLA fight, fight, fight. All right, now it's your turn, and let's bounce up, guys. We're ready to go. So please try to stay with us. The directions are very clear, I think. You ready? Okay. Well, the band carried us through on that one. Actually, though, that wasn't really very loud, and for the amount of people in here and the size of this room and the acoustics we have, you ought to be able to almost knock me off the stage. Now, if you can't yell any better than that, don't even come to the sporting events. Please, we need your support. Okay? Now, let's really hear it. A big 8 clap. Your first real good 8 clap here at UCLA. All right, now we're gonna have a little competition real quick here. We're the Bruins. Now, oftentimes I'll ask you during a sporting event, who's the best? And the answer to that question is we are. And then I'll say, who are we? And you say, we're the Bruins. So, and if it's not loud enough, I'll ask you again. So could we try that once? Who's the best? We are. Who are we? Who? One more. That's good. All right, now we're going to have a competition yell. We're going to divide Al Chosen in half. And everybody from the microphone over will be with this group. And everybody over on this side will be with this guy.
The gross guys!
And we're gonna start over here now with a B. We're going to spell out Bruins, and then we're going to see who can yell it the loudest. We're going to spell it first. We'll have a B from this group on 3. We have to count to 3 so everybody can get together because we're new at this. All right, 1, 2, 3. B! That wasn't very good. We're going to do R over here. Now you got to be better, please. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
That's better. That's better. All right, now we're going to do U. On 3 with a U over here. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah!
All right, you just moved into first place again. All right, now B-R-U. I on this side. Now big I on 3. 1, 2, 3. Great, really great. All right, you got to get better though. N, a big N over here. 1, 2, 3. You got that. That's pretty good, really. Now I don't think you can beat him. No, that was fine. We're gonna do S over here. We're gonna spell Bruins, finished off with a big S. 1, 2, 3. No drums, please. They have to start on their own sometime. All right, now we're gonna have this side say Bruins, and then this side's gonna say Bruins, and then we're all gonna yell Bruins together. I think it's a tie so far. Let's see. First, a big Bruins over here. 1, 2, 3. Oh! I think it fell down a little. A big Bruins over here. 1, 2, 3. It was great, really great. All right, now together. Just knock me off the stage. Come on, let's hear it for the Bruins. 1, 2, 3. Great. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Now, it gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce a group that we're planning on working very closely with this year. And when they get out here, you'll see the reason why I say that. Our song girls for the 1965-1966 academic and athletic year. See what I mean? Now, it also gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce the head song girl for this year, Miss Linda Olson.
Thank you very much. First of all, Terry, before I introduce the girls, I think that we ought to mention something about Rally Committee.
I've forgotten. Thanks very much for reminding me, Linda. Rally Committee is a very important group, especially during football season. They're responsible for the tremendous card stunts that have made UCLA so famous for their halftime activities throughout the years. And they do need people. It's a very worthwhile organization. And I'd appreciate it if you'd check out Rally Committee during the intermission activities and the activity fair. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Terry. Yeah, I want to introduce the girls. First of all, before we do our routine, I'd like to introduce the girls. On my far right is Brenda Nelson. Next to her is Carol McElhaney. Suzanne Grayshow. Ann Terrell. And Carol Scheinkoff. And now, with the band's help, we'd like to lead you in our fight song, By the Old Pacific's Rolling Waters.
Hi. Coming up in our show, ladies and gentlemen, will be the winners, the winning acts, comedy and vocal from the Olio Show, and a winning act and the very fine singing of one of the winning acts from our Spring Sing. Also, there'll be some more fine comedy from myself. Thank you, Mom. During halftime, Mr. James and his will be You're going to make some woman a wonderful widow. And Mr. James and the band will be playing for us during part of intermission. The activities fairs on the men's lounge will be open in the men's lounge and the women's lounge so that you can sign up for some of the organizations. We've got a good second half of the show, and we'll see you in a little while. Hope you've enjoyed the show so far. Bye-bye. In about 3 minutes, we're going over to attack the administration building. We're going to have an IBM in. One of the major activities during the school year is homecoming week. That's when we come home. This year, it is being held during the week of November 14th through the big football game with USC on November 20th. Thank you. And culminating with the traditional victory celebrations and rallies after the game. For another lie, homecoming provides a myriad, I thought it was dirty, a myriad of activities, including a street dance on the campus, the crowning of the Queen, the building of the floats, the traditional parade in Westwood Village, and a televised pre-game rally with USC, and the Olio Show. The Olio Show is UCLA's answer to vaudeville. Sometimes humorous, sometimes entertaining. I think Count Dracula wrote this. Oh, boy. Sometimes humorous, sometimes entertaining, but always enjoyable. Tonight, that's very funny. Tonight, we would like to show you an example of, we'd like to make an example. We'd like to show you an example of one of the acts in last year's Olio Show. So let's give a real warm welcome to a fellow Bruin, the singing personality of Eric Edson.
Hi, gang. I'm an example. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. I'm telling your friends 'cause it's true without a doubt. Nobody know you when you're down and out. Well, I used to live the life of a millionaire. Spending my money, man, I just didn't care. I was taking my friends out for a mighty good time, buying high-priced liquor, champagne, and wine. Then one day I fell so low, spent all my money, I had nowhere to go. Well, I'm telling you, friends, it's true without a doubt. Nobody ever heard of you when you're down and out. If I get my hands on a dollar again, everybody wants to be my long-lost friend. Well, if I get my hands on a dollar again, squeeze that thing till George Washington grins. Nobody know you when you're down and out. Well, I'm telling you, friends, it's true without a doubt. Nobody know you when you're down, down and out. I'd like to extend my personal type welcome for what it's worth from me and all the extracurricular type goof-offs around here at UCLA. You'll be told by a lot of people that UCLA is hard to get used to, but it's not true at all, because it only takes about 4 years. But I'd like to sing a song now that I wrote a little while ago in a moment of utter depression about the geriatrics of our time. Old man, tell me, what was it like in the good old days, filled with challenge in so many ways, the body strong and the keenness of mind, before your hands and face grew lined. Old man, tell me, what was it like to work for your pay, come home and see your family each day, the son that used to tag along, the one that grew so tall and strong. Old man, tell me, what's it like in the twilight years, timeless years and the empty days, the hopes and dreams that fade to grace? Old man, tell me of a life and a love and the kids now gone, the uselessness that wears on and on. Old man, tell me, and maybe when you die, maybe then someone will cry. It's Uncle Ricky's sing-along time. I'd like to try something just for laughs. It's kind of a big group, but it'd sound kind of pretty if we could get away with it. I'd like to sing a traveling type song now for all the bums in the audience that have been around. And you probably heard it before, at least I hope so. But the chorus, what I'd like you to help out here is you come in on the chorus. You see, there's something like 4 verses, and you come in after each one. And there's only 8 words to the chorus, so I hope you can remember singing. Still I can't help wondering where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Can't help wondering where I'm bound. Can you do that? Okay, let's just try it once, let's see. Still I can't help wondering where I'm bound, where I'm bound. I can't help wondering where I'm bound. Very pretty. I think it's going to come out pretty good. Well, it's a long and dusty road, it's a hard and heavy load. Folks I meet ain't always kind. Some are bad and some are good. Some have done the best they could. Some have tried to ease my troubled mind. Still I can't help wondering where I'm bound, where I'm bound. I can't help wondering where I'm bound. I've traveled through this land, doing the best I can, trying to find what I was made to do. But the faces that I see look as worried as can be. I think they are a-wondering too. Still I can't help wondering where I'm bound, where I'm bound. I can't help wondering where I'm bound. I had a buddy way back home. We started out to roam. I hear he's out by the Frisco Bay. And at night when I've had a few, his voice comes singing through. Gotta go see him some old day. Still I can't help wondering where I'm bound, where I'm bound. I can't help wondering where I'm bound. If you see me passing by and you sit and wonder why, think you'd like to be a rover too. Nail your shoes to the kitchen floor, lace them up and bar the door, and thank the Lord for the roof that's over you. Because I can't help wondering where I'm bound, where I'm bound. I can't help wondering where I'm bound. Thank you very much.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, as a special Uni Prep weekend outstanding act special, Mr. Sammy Davis Jr. Couldn't be here. It's the last time I'll do that. At this time, I would like to present one of the winning acts of the very same show, the Olio Show. I've personally seen this gentleman perform and sincerely believe he is one of our country's up-and-coming young artists. Here he is, UCLA's own balladeer, Mr. Gary Miller.
Well, I know you right are gonna miss me when I'm gone. Well, I know you right are gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss your daddies rolling in your arms. Well, the sun gonna shine on my back porch one day. Well, the sun.
And now a word from our sponsor. Fellow students, just because you're entering the university life, don't give up on your TV life. Here at the university level, we have TVs in the dorms, TVs in the student union, we have TVs in the classroom. And as soon as the shows start, don't jump up to change the channel, because the commercials are by far the best part of TV. Let us show you what we mean. You might see this commercial maybe Wednesday night when you're watching your favorite television show. Why, hello there, folks. This is Nick Shamus. That's right, Nick Shamus down here at Felix Chevrolet. This is the big black cat corner of Jefferson and Figueroa, right across the street from the Union Rescue Mission. Bring the wife and kids down. Have a free meal on us. Down here at Felix, we aim to please. What's this the camera catches on my desk? It's a picture of my wife and kids. I'm a family man. In your heart, you know I'm going to give you a square deal. Down here at Felix, we aim to please. In fact, we si habla español. And now for my good friend, Benny Huerta. Take it away, Benny.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shamus. We have for you one of the hottest deals of the day. A 49 Ford pickup complete with mud flaps, teardrop headlights, and token droll interior. Man, what a taco wagon! And if you act right away, we will even throw in a bottle of hot sauce. That's right, down here today, on this car, we are throwing away the blue book, throwing it away. $50 down, $50 a month for the rest of your life, and when you die, your kids take over the payments. Now, is this not a deal? This is why they're flocking by the thousands to come in and see us. Now back to my good friend, Mr. Shamus.
Thank you very much, Mr. Huerta. Down here at Felix, we also si habla Chinese. And now my good friend, wait, he's coming. And now my good friend, Yik Wu. Take it away, Yik.
Thank you very much. We have for you today a 39 Ford rickshaw, complete with Chinese cooling. He is gassed, he is serviced, he is ready to go, and he is guaranteed for 1 full year on all parts and labor. Now back to my good friend, Mr. Shamus.
Hey, sayonara, Mr. Wu. Down here at Felix, oops, the time is drawing close. You want to get down here, take out your application to spend Christmas with us down here at the Mission. Free turkey dinner, we bust a couple aerials, bang of fun. Down here at Felix, we also si habla Yiddish. That's right. My good friend Benny Schwartz couldn't make it. It was Good Friday. But we're making deals of a lifetime this weekend only. In fact, down here this weekend only, you name it, and we'll si habla it. Now back to the show.
Well, some people say I'm a no-camp, others say I'm no good, but I'm just a natural born traveling man, doing what I think I should, oh yeah, doing what I think I should. And I don't give a damn about a greenback, a dollar, spend it fast as I can, for a wailing song and a good guitar are the only things that I understand, oh yeah, the only things that I understand, ooh yeah. When I
Don't touch that dial. You heard me. Don't touch that dial. You know who this is. This is Chick Lambert down here at Brand Motors Ford City. And let me ask you, why do we sell more T-Birds than any other Ford dealer in Los Angeles? I'll tell you why. I know you want to know. Because we stock them in volume. I tell people about these deals we can make this weekend only. They say, Chick, you gotta be pulling my leg. I said, no! These deals are for real this weekend only. We got these cars on the street. We got them on the ceiling. We have them in the roof. The kids are stealing the hubcaps off them. We gotta move them this weekend only. In fact, let me show you one of our typical examples. Drive it right up. No, they sold it right out from under me. These cars are moving like hotcakes. And now back to the show, I think.
When first I came to Louisville, my fortune there to find, I met a fair young maiden there. Her beauty filled my mind, her rosy cheeks, her ruby lips, they gave my heart no rest. The name she bore was Flora, the lily.
Get up off the couch. You know who this is. This is Ralph Williams. Ralph Williams down at Leon Ames Ford. It's formerly Leon Ames Ford. They changed the name so many times I don't know what the hell it's called now. But this time we changed it for a reason. Why? Because we have in, from England, the one, the only, the new 16-cylinder Rolls can hardly car. Never heard about it? This car rolls down one hill, can hardly get up the next. What a car. The ignition, it doesn't ignish. The carburetor, it doesn't carburate. And the pistons, they don't work either. Quick, let's get back to the show.
Oh, Cinnamon, where you gonna run to? Oh, Cinnamon, where you gonna run to? Oh, Cinnamon, where you gonna run to? All on that day, I'm gonna run to that sea. Sea, won't you hide me? Run to the sea.
Now a word from our alternate sponsor. Girls, are you flat-chested? Mother Nature been unkind to you? Well, tell you what I'm going to do. Yep, honey, you better pay attention right here. Yes, you. Don't miss a word of this one. We have new on the market, the one, the only, Upton's Uplifting Uplifts. They make mountains out of molehills. They're easily recognized in all drug and department stores because of the odd-shaped box they come in. And their motto is, and has been for the past century, what the Lord has forgotten, we'll stuff with cotton. Take it away.
I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger going through this world of woe. And there's no sickness, no toil, no danger to this world through which I go. I'm going there to meet my Father. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm going over Jordan. I'm a-going over home. I'm a-going over home.
Thank you. Show them how, T.
I thought I'd present you with some of the talent that seems to go over big with you kids. And I've written a protest song. This I consider to be a combination of all the rock and roll songs that are written today. Thank you. I have another song which I'd like to do for you now. Baby, why do I love you?
I don't know, Maurice. Why do you love me?
Come on, baby, you gotta guess.
Could it be my eyes?
No, baby.
Could it be my mouth?
No, baby.
Well, Maurice, could it be my face?
Oh, God, no, baby.
Well, Maurice, I've been guessing, and I don't know why you love me. I'm gonna have to say that I give in.
That's it, baby. The shadow knows. Oh. Every spring, I flower. Every spring. Every spring we have spring sing. That's pretty smart, isn't it? This activity is a concert which was traditionally performed, those big words, at the Hollywood Bowl. But informed sources tell me that this year it will take place in the newly constructed Memorial Activity Center. Any organization and/or independent student may compete for the coveted awards. Tonight, in closing the show, it is with a great deal of pleasure that I present to you one of the top prize winners of Spring Sing 65, singing some familiar songs to you and some of the songs they wrote for their show. The personality and stylings of Mike and Norm.
A summer song. Trees swaying in the summer breeze, showing off their silver leaves as we walk by. Soft kisses on a summer's day, laughing all our cares away, just you and I. Sweet Cindy walked on summer nights, gazing at the distant lights in the starry sky. They say that all good things must end someday. Autumn leaves must fall. But don't you know that it hurts me so to say goodbye to you? Wish you didn't have to go. No, 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 no. And when the rain beats against my window pane, I'll think of summer days again and dream of you. They say that all good things must end someday. Autumn leaves must fall. But don't you know that it hurts me so to say goodbye to you? Wish you didn't have to go. No, 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 no. And when the rain beats against my window pane, I'll think of summer days again and dream of you, and dream of you. Lied, yes I know, and I have cried, yes I know, but there's time to change your mind. I'll be looking for the sign. Said that love was true. Now instead there's someone new. But there's time to change your mind. I'll be looking for the sign. You say that love has gone away. Can't I make you smile and stay? Yes, there's time to change your mind. I'll be looking for the sign. You had said that love was true. Now instead there's someone new. Yes, there's time to change your mind. I'll be looking for the sign. You have lied, yes I know, and I have cried, yes I know, yes I know, yes I know. Thank you very much. That's one of our original compositions. And many of us have an urge to create things. Engineers enjoy building buildings, and we enjoy writing songs. The next song we shall do is another original, which we had the privilege of performing in the Hollywood Bowl for UCLA Spring Sing. Its theme is Back to Nature. Its title, That's Where I Lay My Body Down. The hills are greener on the other side. The leaves are scattered on the ground. The mist is shining in the morning's light. That's where I lay my body down. The birds are whistling their melodies. The day is filled with many sounds. The breeze is rustling the summer leaves. That's where I lay my body down.
Breeze, the trees, the birds, the sky are calling me. They join with me to sing a plaintive sound. All the land is filled with wondrous harmony. That's where I lay my body down.
The hills are greener on the other side. The leaves are scattered on the ground. The mist is shining in the morning's light. That's where I lay my body down. That's where I lay my body down. That's where I lay my body down. No tears for Johnny, people don't you cry. No tears for Johnny, just because he's gonna die. He's gonna be a hero from now till the end of time. So shed no tears for Johnny, boys, marching in the thin red line. When the drums begin to roll, trumpets start to blow, Johnny must not reason why. He knows he's gotta go. Fight for power and glory, Johnny, go to war. And if 100 boys should die, we can send in 100 more. No tears for Johnny, people don't you cry. No tears for Johnny, just because he's gonna die. A lesson for the world to learn is one that we all ignore. So Johnny, keep on marching till we forget what you're marching for.
More than a century ago, the United States was engaged in slave trading. The slave traders, being vicious and practical men, would transport Negro mothers and their children across the seas to our country. But before their arrival, the men would drown the mothers just off the coast. They did this because the mothers were of no longer any use to them, for the children were fed and cared for. A mother, knowing her fate, presses her child close to her, kisses him, and sings.
Hush, little baby, don't you cry. You know your mother was born to die. All my trials, Lord, soon be over. River Jordan, it's muddy and cold, cools your body, warms your soul. All my trials, Lord, soon be over. Well, it's too late, my love, too late. Jordan, it's muddy and cold. Cools your body, warms your soul. All my trials, Lord, soon be over. Well, it's too late, my love, my love, too late. But never mind, all my trials, Lord, soon be over. All my trials, Lord, soon be over.
Forgot to slide my capo up. That's a cheater. At one time or another, everyone dreams of a girl. Unless you're a girl, probably. Friends down the front row. Maybe a girl of the past lover, or a girl of the future. This next song is one I wrote in an attempt to express such a mood or a feeling.
Tell me, have you ever seen a girl quite so fair? Remember me, remember me, remember for the rest of your life.
She swayed in the breeze like a young willow tree. Her eyes filled with fire and her long hair flowed free. She took me by the hand and led me through the night. There I spent a lifetime awaiting dawn's light. Remember me, remember me, remember for the rest of your life. I swore as she vanished that when I was full grown, I'd have a girl just like her to be my very own. Now I am a man and I'd marry if I could, but I can't lose the memory of that girl in the wood.
Remember me, remember me, remember for the rest of your life. Remember for the rest of your life. Remember for the rest of your life. Just a little rain falling all around. The grass lifts its head to the heavenly sound. Just a little rain, just a little rain. What have they done to the rain? Just a little boy standing in the rain, the gentle rain that falls for years. And the grass is gone, the boy disappears, and the rain keeps falling like helpless tears. And what have they done to the rain? Just a little breeze out of the sky. The leaves nod their heads as the breeze blows by. Just a little breeze with some smoke in its eye. What have they done to the rain? Just a little rain falling all around. The grass lifts its head to the heavenly sound. Just a little rain, just a little rain. What have they done to the rain?
Whenever beautiful songs are sung, this song stands above the rest, I'll say. It captures the beauty and the romance of the time of the year that has just passed, summertime. Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry.
One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. You're gonna spread your wings on your way to the sky. But till that morning, nothing can harm you. With your daddy and mammy standing by. Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. But till that morning, nothing can harm you. With your daddy and mammy standing by.
Mike and Norm, beautiful. Earlier in the evening, a couple people did a few commercials for you, and I think they left out a few of my favorite, which I would like to step aside here and ruin for you now.
One of the commercials, you know, they always have the Viceroy commercial, 20,000 filters, inhale, get a hernia. And they have the commercial. You've seen this cigarette commercial.
I furnished my whole home with Raleigh coupons in one day.
They sometimes try and sell you commercials, especially cigarettes, using sex, like a gorgeous girl.
I've tried everything. But I prefer a camel.
When you go home, and in about the next few weeks, you will be seeing the fall, and they've already been on television, the fall preview of shows. Westerns have always been with us. We have gone through a period of time, ladies and gentlemen, where we've had the Paladin Western, you know, the He-Man, the psychological Western. And we have completely forgotten about the Roy Rogers kind of shave-your-chest hero type guy. Right? I would like to bring you one of NBC's fall preview of shows. Hi, I'm Clint Bitchin. And I'm star of that new television series, Prairie City. That's prairie. Our show is being brought to you by the makers of De Maurier cigarettes, the cigarette for the man's man. I would now like to introduce to you some of the folk that will be with us through the entire year. First, my horse, Gloria. Winnie, Winnie. Following at Gloria's hoof steps is my faithful dog, Wretch. Come in, Wretch. Bowsy wowsy. In the opening of my show, I come into town and I see my girlfriend, Kim Shane, and I go over to her. I almost kill her. I forget to get off my horse. And I cock my eyes straight at Kim. And Kim cocks her eyes straight at me. And we stood there for one moment, cockeyed. Then Kim says, I say, Kim? Yes? So be sure to turn into our first exciting show, which is entitled Tall in the Saddle Until My Blisters Broke. Or Rawhide. One of the great things about television are the late-night movies. There is always the movie with John Carradine as the German submarine commander. Bleeding. Bling, 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 bling. Ach, der Lieber, Dach, amerikanske Cruiser. Mein Kapitän, Dach, amerikanske Cruiser. Oh! Dach, amerikanske Cruiser. Up Periscope. We've had some fun up here tonight. Some of the acts bombed. But I'll change it. And, of course, some were very good. We hope you've enjoyed most of the show. We hope it's been kind of a diversion. Yes, I know it has been. Some of you, well, most of you will remain here, I imagine, for the next few days. It's kind of confusing in the beginning. I know I went through what you're going through. So I wish you the best of luck. You can't get smart in college, but you can practice thinking logically, and this is the place to do it. So try that if you can. And I'm going to say goodnight. First thing I have to say is, when you leave, use those back doors, not the side, to the lounge. I wish you the best of luck in school. Thank you, because of a university that lets me make fun of it is okay. Good night.